So now we're dividing rational expressions, and when we divide rational expressions, it's very similar to dividing fractions, right? So let's say we had 1/2 divided by 3 over 4, right? Seems like an impossible problem, but if we transform it a bit, it becomes very manageable. So what can we do here? We can transform the division to a multiplication. So we do 1/2 times, and then we take our second fraction and we flip it. So we put the numerator in the denominator and the denominator in the numerator, and then we just multiply straight across, right? So we say is equal to 4 over 6. We simplify that to 2 over 3. And 1/2 divided by 3 over 4 is equal to 2 over 3. So what did we do here? We took the division, we turned it into a multiplication. The second fraction we flipped. Okay, same thing we're going to do here when we're dividing rational expressions. Right. Let's look at this example. We have a division, and so we're going to turn it into a multiplication and flip the numerator and denominator of the second fraction. And then we just treat this as a multiplication problem, right? We have a factor of 2 minus x in the top, we have a factor of 2 minus x in the bottom. Those cancel out, and then we just multiply straight across. Let's look at this example number 8, right? What do? Well, we turn the division into a multiplication, flip the numerator and denominator, right? And then over here, we have a 1 under the x minus 4. So we flip the numerator and denominator. And then we'll go ahead and factor what we can out of this numerator, which is the 5x. That leaves us with 5x times x minus 4 over x plus 5 times 1 over x minus 4. Looking for common factors, we have one, x minus 4 and x minus 4, so we cancel those out, and we multiply straight across, right? So division problems are the same as multiplication problems, just different. Let's go ahead and do one. So here we are. Again, what's our first step? Change the division into a multiplication. So we'll have 3x over 2x minus 4 times, we're going to flip the numerator and denominator, so we get x minus 2 over 6x squared. And now we treat it as a multiplication problem. So what are we going to do? We're going to break them down into its factors. So the 3x cannot, it's a single term, we cannot break it down into any factors. The bottom, the denominator, we can factor out a 2. So that leaves us with x minus 2. And then the right side, we get x minus 2, and then the 6x squared, we can break him down into his factors, so we can cancel out with that 3x. So we'll get 3 times 2 times x. All right, so now what can we cancel out? Well, we have a x squared in the numerator, x minus 2 in the numerator, and an x minus 2 in the denominator. Those go away. We have a 3 in the numerator, a 3 in the denominator, and we have an x in the numerator and an x in the denominator. Right, what does that leave us with? It leaves us with the first fraction is going to be 1 over 2 times 1 over 2x. Are we okay with that? Yep. There's a 2 down here and an x left over, so it's 2x, 1 over 2x. Now we multiply straight across, and we get 1 over 4x. So our simplified version is 1 over 4x, and our excluded value is where we're going to set the denominator equal to 0. So it's 4x is equal to 0. Divide by 4, we get x is equal to 0. So let's go ahead and list our excluded value of 0. All right, let's look at the next problem here. We have a division, so we need to turn it into a multiplication problem. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll say x squared minus 4 over x plus 2 times, and then we're going to change this fraction into, well, flip the fraction. So we'll say 1 over 4x minus 8. Right? And then down here, we can factor this numerator, actually. Right? We have x squared minus 4. So let me go and do it over here. So x squared minus 4 is going to be equal to x plus 2, no, minus 2, and x plus 2. And so how do we do that? Well, if we go ahead and FOIL out, we get x squared plus 2x minus 2x. Those cancel out. And then we get minus 4. Right? So this comes from our formula that we learned a while back. It's a squared minus b squared is equal to a plus b times a minus b. Right? And so if we're looking at x squared minus 4, well then our a is going to be x, and our b is going to equal to 2. Right? So it fits the form. And so since it fits the form, we can plug in our a and our b here, and we get our factored form of x squared minus 4. So let's go ahead and plug everything back in. So I'm going to say equals x minus 2, x plus 2 over x plus 2 times 1 over, and now in this denominator we can factor out a 4. So I'm going to factor out a 4 and leaves us with x minus 2. Alright, so now we're looking for factors. Do we have any common factors in the numerator and denominator? Yep, we got an x minus 2 up here, x minus 2 down there. We have x plus 2 down here and x plus 2 up in the top. And that leaves us with just 1 over 4. Nice and simple, right? So I'm going to come over here and say 1 over 4.